Hey,
Yo.
sorry we have
Yeah.
no intro music today.
No intro
Yes.
We'll
music.
blame it on Michael today.
It's no. Let's blame the appropriate person, Justin.
Oh,
He's the technical
Justin.
producer. Yeah. We're just the talent. Oh my God! I
Ah,
forgot to mute my
that's a low
iPad.
bar
Hold
if we're the
on.
talent.
How
The bar's
unprofessional is
coming.
that? Okay. Hey, it's Crow's Nest. It's Tuesday, February 1st, second month of 2022.
This is like your fifth
And
show in a row you haven't skipped.
I know, right?
I
And
know. I
today,
was thinking about that today because I
It's
wanted
about
to
time
skip
for a
today. And then I
vacation.
thought, I don't want to break the streak.
today we are starting yet another new kind of offshoot. We want to recognize our super fans, the ones that actually tune in and comment and
All six
participate in
of
the
us.
show. Yeah, all six. And so it's not going to be a long train of this offshoot of the show because we'll burn through our super fans really quick. But our very first super fan is Chad Trashorama Roberts. Welcome.
Hey, everybody. Hello,
Yeah.
hello,
Yay.
hey.
Yeah. So it's kind of fun. Yeah. It's to have somebody who's usually on in chat all the time and making funny
Mhm.
comments and keeping everything
Yeah, which
going in
means we only
chat.
have
We
three
always
people in
appreciate
chat
that.
now.
Yeah,
So,
it's true.
for people in the chat here, so just so we know, let's just get this
Uh-huh.
out of the way. So, say you're doing a show with like a real person, like
Yeah.
whatever. How often do you actually look at chat? That's what we want to know.
Oh, how often? So the you as the guest are not supposed to look at chat. You are just guesting.
That's not my
Jason
question. I
and
want to know
I.
how often yeah, I know Jason will look at the chat because he'll pick up questions. I want to
Yeah.
know
Oh,
how often you look at
I
the
look
chat.
at the chat.
oh,
I look
me,
at the chat because
me.
Michael's got, he's got that attention thing. So he has to focus on one thing at a time.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But when
Yeah,
he
there goes the
does, I
bus.
mean, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that because look at what he produces. But no, I look
Look,
at
And
chat. That's kind of one of my
that's
hey,
goals.
Bob and Julie are on. Twisted Doma
I
is
noticed
on.
Nightheart's in there
Rhonda's
too.
on. Frank is on. Hey, Justin, give Frank a sub, please. Kirienko's on. Uh, Greg Zuniga is on.
Clever Crow Studio. Someone's taking your name.
Clever Crow Studios on. That's you ever heard of? I mean, Clever Crow Studio is pretty fantastic. You should check them out sometime if you get a chance. But yeah, so trash. Where'd you come
mm,
up? I mean, I. It's the obvious first question is where'd you get Trashorama?
okay, so long story. I'm gonna do this real quick. When I was a teenager in school, I had to write a paper about a fictitious superhero, and so I didn't want to write it, so I just made up the most obtuse thing that I could just to get it over with, and I just made up the Trash Man, and I
Mm-hmm.
just made him fictitious power, and it just rotated from there, and then as the internet evolved in like the early 2000s, just derivations would always be gone, and when I came to Twitch, I just did a derivation of that, and
Oh,
this was the only one that was available. So there you go. There's no grandiose story to it. It's what it is.
Hmm.
well, but you're owning it, and you've developed it into your own little persona.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, I know there's like a schlocky grade B movie festival in Australia that's all horror films. They use trash rama, not trash o rama.
Yeah,
I think the
yeah,
O
yeah, yeah.
makes all the difference in the world.
It does. It's that vowel. It's that
It is.
vowel.
It is. Vowel choice is always important. Always
Mm-hmm.
important.
Always remember your vowels and your bowels, so that you can't go wrong in life.
Well, that's a convenient mnemonic.
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
That's a really good one. So,
Yeah.
how did you get into gaming?
Um. Okay. So let's see. Flashback. No. No. What was
No,
back in the?
flashback is fine.
Okay.
We
So
don't
back
have
in the
any
80s.
graphics. We don't even have a theme song. So, the flashback, you're going to have to pantomime or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back in the 80s, my biological father took me to like the local bookstore. It was, was it the Hallmark bookstore? Was that the thing? And they had that whole section with Steve Jackson games and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was just drawn to the aesthetic of this one book. Is like a 7-year-old kid just drawn to it. And my dad he didn't care. He's like whatever to get you to shut up. So he bought me a book. It was the Orange Spine Unearthed Arcana. It's got that dude. He's like looking at the book there, yeah. And what is that? Ed Beard. Was it Ed Beard? No. Who did the art on that? I don't think it was Ed Beard.
Oh, I'd have
I
to.
can't.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, the point being is that book.
Jeff Easley?
And then, yeah, that was that could have been Beasley. He did a ton of those covers. But anyway, so when we got home, he made me write the date, and that's why I remember like exactly when. That like hobby game, like I don't consider like Monopoly and playing Clue and crap like that. I don't consider that. That's like more family. I'm talking like something that is relevant to like hobby gaming as the modern incantation of hobby gaming. And because you can go back into Chutes and Ladders when you're like 3 and 4 or whatever, but that I have like the book and the date, and because like you grew up like poor white trash in the middle of Tennessee, you just hang on to stuff. You don't want to get rid of that, so I've still got it hidden upstairs up there in my game loft, and so I can like pinpoint this was the day. It was my birthday in 1983 that I got that book. And
so that's kind of like jumping into the middle of the pond, right? With Unearthed Arcana. So did you go back later and get the rest of the rule books? And
I actually finished that whole series probably about 3 or 4 years ago. There is a game store in Cleveland called, I don't know, it's called Warzone Matrix. If you're ever in Cleveland, go there, because like if you ever want to miss out on those confrontation miniatures you wanted, or to get like War Master minis and stuff like that, they just buy old collections, kind of like Noble Knight does. But I just found like it was the Wilderness Guide 2 book was the only one I was missing, and the old OA book. We won't talk about it because we're on Twitch. But that old OA book I didn't have, and I picked those two, and that finished my Orange Spine. And for me, that's done. Like I don't go back and go, well, I played in '79 in the brown box, and those people can eat a turd for as far as I'm concerned. But for me, Orange Spine,
eat a turd.
Good. They can
eat a turd. That's a new tagline for the show.
You hear that all the time. It's like if as many people played in like back in those days that they're just full of crap. They're just not. There wasn't that many. There wasn't even that many copies printed back then. And now I played back. I've got the old white box. Whatever, dude.
Hey, Rhonda's throwing some shade my way. I would cheat.
Under the bus right there. Good Lord. He just threw all of us old graybeards under the bus. I was just reminiscing about having to rub colored wax into my dice.
Yeah.
Oh, you were. You were.
But I didn't play, actually. I didn't actually get to a game until I was like a teenager. I just sit there and read books. And then that mutated. The next books I got was the Palladium books for Ninja Turtles that was based off the system. So I've got those. And I ended up finishing that series out. And it was just more of a collection sort of thing for a long time. And then it's just what it is. So I guess I'm more of a collector than a player. And I think a lot of people are that way. They want to think they play a lot, but a lot of people collect a lot. So yeah, I think people collect more than they play.
Well, as you get older and you tend to have jobs and that sort of thing, a lot of your extra gaming time dries up. But you can crack open a book whatever time you want if you're on a bus or a plane or whatever.
Yeah, and that, so like now that being a case, like I don't know if people out there are like, because I know from being on Discord, we can talk about Discord or whatever in a bit, but I know from Discord when we go into like the games forums or stuff like that, a lot of people just talk about just D&D period, and that's it.
Right.
And it's either a reminisce thing or whatever. There's like a crap ton of stuff that I've found, like even in the last like 3 or 4 years, it's like I've got like what is it like? I've been playing this lately. It's a tiny little book. It cost me like $5-10. It's called Lost in the Deep.
Oh,
Mhm.
I've seen that.
Um, the guy, it's brilliant. Like you play it with like 2 6-siders and a Jenga tower, and it's basically like you've watched Lord of the Rings, surely, right? It's like they
Absolutely.
go
I've heard of it.
they go, yeah. So they go into Moria, and the dwarf finds the big tome of like, here's what happened to Moria. The guy was chronicling the day. So this is the game where you play the dwarf trying to chronicle everything and get out of Moria. But the thing is, you don't have to have a party for this. Like you can play this in 2 hours after work by yourself. And it's crazy good. I was like, why don't people know about this? I was like, that and what else? This stuff like 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. I showed that. I actually played this on Discord one day, which this is phenomenal. If you're like an Anne Rice fan, this book is great. You
Rest
can
in
play
peace.
it in an hour. Oh yeah. The production quality on it's fantastic, and I did an interview with the guy for some other work I do for a website called Board Game Geek. I did an interview with the author of that, and it was just really, really great. But yeah, like solo gameplay, I don't know why people just don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it would seem to be a way to play for sure. I think Bobby Jackson does that sometimes. I think he's a fan of solo games. He's also a fan of thin game books with only a couple of dice.
And he's a fan of killing off all of his players. And crappy painting with Minwax.
Yeah. And
not that Bobby's watching.
I am a Bobby Jackson fan somewhat because I do play Frostgrave. So I have a ton of Bobby Jackson pictures. So, and he has won awards for that. So even though he doesn't talk about it a lot, he has. So, but then then when
also
you meet him, it's surly attitude.
The futuristic one, I believe. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Stark. Yeah. Actually,
but you're right. He has a surly attitude. It's a negative attitude. Yeah,
it is. He's a very surly man. Surly.
Yeah.
And at the last ReaperCon, I actually was Bobby Jackson for about 30 minutes. It was great.
Oh.
Yeah,
he was gone.
He was gone from his table, and nobody said any different. So I got to sit there and be Bobby Jackson for 30 minutes and answer questions.
He was probably taking a bath.
Do you really think he was taking a bath?
It's his bath.
I mean, you really
take baths. Yeah, he takes.
Is that like his thing? It's like if you ask
one
Bobby
of his
Jackson,
things. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I don't think he has a bathtub otherwise.
I mean, would you say that's actually his hobby? Would you say, like, Bobby, what do you do? Well, I take baths.
I think it's one of his hobbies. I actually do that, and now playing with his grandkids, I think is his main occupation. Yeah. Which why not? He's not even in chat.
He's not, and we're just totally driving the bus over him. But he's.
Well, I mean, we could talk about this miniature if we really wanted to drive it under the bus. Have you really looked at this miniature? It's the penis fisherman that he did.
Oh, I guess not.
Yeah, look at that. I even showed it to Justin. Look at that. Justin knows all that.
And he's got a penis?
Didn't do the front. Yeah, dude, look at it. It has got a penis on the end of this spear tip. Can you see it?
Well, Bobby prefers cloacas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let me ask you something.
Miniature, though.
Let me ask you this, and I've been dying to ask you this question for 2 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Jason.
Who's the question to? To Jason?
It's to Jason. It's to Jason.
Okay.
Because I had to recently do it for some miniatures that I painted for a show that is on this channel. What is up with putting dog penises on everything? Like every dog you do has this giant penis on it. What is the deal with that? I do not.
I don't know that they're
Why?
giant. I mean, I've
They
had
were
pugs,
huge.
and pugs are fairly well endowed. So,
Yeah, it's true. It's
I,
true.
as
I
far
don't want
as
to spend.
as
I don't want
far
to
as
spend
being
my afternoon.
anatomically accurate,
Why
that's
not?
just because I was a sculptor before I was a miniature sculptor. I was a wildlife
Oh
sculptor,
my God.
so you have a
One of
tendency
the
to add those kind of bits.
It was
No
not
pun
a joy of
intended.
my life having to highlight dog dong for 2 hours. It was not.
Okay, well, can we put out a Trashorama special edition pack maybe for you?
Yeah.
Can we do that? Just cut off.
Sure,
I just don't want
absolutely. It's digital now. It's really easy to scrape it off.
Yeah.
to. Yeah,
We could
yeah,
do
just do it.
dongless
So
dogs.
you want a
Dongless
smooth
dogs.
pack of animals,
Yeah.
just totally
Yeah.
smooth,
That's
Yeah.
like
it.
a Barbie.
I just want to
Yeah.
paint the things and get them out. We got
You
to
can
paint
clip
the
it
things.
off.
All right.
Just do your own. Be
But you
your
got to
own
take
vet.
the time to
And
do it. You got to
oh,
take the
Yeah,
time
that's
to do
true.
it.
Time and effort. No, I think we'll just do a Trashorama dongless
Yeah.
Yeah,
dog
dongless
pack.
dog. Yeah, and that should be
what
the
if?
SKU name. That should be like on the blister. It should just say dongless dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
See.
All right.
That's the thing.
Well, there's a Kickstarter coming up, and maybe that could be a stretch goal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steve
dongless
Skellman
dogs.
says, "What about troll pants?" I don't even know what that means.
Hmm.
Do you want more
Well,
pants on trolls or less pants on trolls, or what's the deal with that?
there was a certain troll that in the metal version had some bits to it, and
Sure.
the bones version does not have the bits.
Well, that would probably
Yeah.
be one of the production people that would have scraped that off.
I think so. Yeah, maybe it didn't make it
Well,
through censorship
those
in
kind
China.
of things present a challenge because usually we put, the washcloth on them, the hanging towel on them that we all
Mm.
make fun of. So I guess
Mm.
maybe that's what Steve's talking about is he wants some pants on these guys.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
I will say as a counter argument to the dog thing, I will say as pseudo that Cyclops in the Greek Odyssey set, the best miniature in that set, and that's even saying that I love that bronze golem, but I love that Cyclops even. That was phenomenal.
Well, thank you.
I do like it.
wow.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, that was, and the whole thing. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I think you guys
So-
even played against it, right?
Yeah.
You guys had to
no.
face that point.
Oh, did we
If
have
not,
to
I'll
face
just
the
look at it.
Cyclops at ReaperCon?
At ReaperCon. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We
did.
did. Did you build
Yeah.
yours
Well-
with the sheep hand or with the club hand?
The one I did it with the club hand because I figured I wanted to be more. I didn't want it to be more like funny. I wanted it to be more serious because I figured
Yeah.
if Frank wanted to run it as the comical way, because I just felt like he would probably appreciate that more than just because if he doesn't, it's like I don't know. I just thought it would be better
All right.
to do it that way.
So that gives me a good segue. Before we get to that
Okay.
segue, I want to talk about the Reaper Poke Tool. For every 3 subs,
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
we'll give away a free Poke Tool. So,
Well,
Poke
Trash
Tool
gets one
sculpted by.
automatically for being a guest.
Yeah.
I've got one.
Trash, do you have?
I got one of the.
No, you'll get
got one.
another one.
You get another.
Okay, I'll give it to Mrs. Trash
Sculpt-
around.
Oh,
Sculpted
that'd be great.
by Trash. Who sculpted this?
Wasn't it Julie Guthrie? Didn't she sculpt it?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
she sculpted the front. Who did the letters on the back?
Bob did.
Yep. See, that's why you're a super fan, because you know those answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Has anybody painted those? I have never seen a painted one posted anywhere.
No.
I've
That'd be
not
cool
seen any.
painted. I made one into a hat pin. Works
Yeah.
good as a hat pin.
Okay, so here's
So-
my transition. Are you ready for it?
Speaking of, well,
All right.
while he said hat pin, so this is one of the first Poke Tools ever that I stole out of
Yep.
John's hat.
You know who sculpted that?
When Jeff, yeah. So I stole that out of John's hat. It was pretty funny,
Hmm.
and that is my Poke Tool.
Yep. So you paint. You're a big painter. A prolific painter.
So let's talk. Well, I don't paint in the sense that you paint, or I paint for purpose, not for art.
What's
If
your
that makes
purpose?
sense.
What's your porpoise?
I'm a gamer that paints miniatures instead of an artist that uses game as the medium.
But yes, and that is proved out because you do a
There's
number of
far
things.
more of you than there are of Michael in that. I mean, most people are using them for games.
No miniature company is making a living off of me. They're making livings off of you.
But there's room for both.
When was the last time Michael Proctor bought a miniature? Good Lord, that must have been years ago.
Oh! Hey, whoa, what was that? Where'd that go? I've bought miniatures. You mean, never mind.
Now that question being said, here is one thing I would like to see that upcoming. We, as in the channel that we are all on right now, we have got so many shows. We've got people that are artists that are painting artful things. We don't currently have a show set up where a person paints a miniature in one sitting anymore. I would need this, and I don't care who does
it. That's a brilliant idea for a show. No, I mean, that'd be great.
That needs to happen again. Find somebody who paints even if that be the context of the show itself. It's like, hey, we're going to say you want to take a rule set of the most popular role-playing game in existence right now, saying, hey, here's a handful of goblins. We're going to paint these goblins, and here's how you can paint a goblin in 20, 30 minutes. Nothing fancy, but here's how you would do it.
That's a great idea. You could even use to learn to paint your goblin paints it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that needs to happen.
I think that's a great idea. Why don't you want to do it? We'll invite you back, and you can do it one day.
No, I will not do that.
No. Okay. Well, there you go. Maybe that says something.
Yeah.
But there are enough people out even in the Twitch community that there could probably be somebody that wants to do that.
I agree. We've talked about having kind of a paint-off idea where we did do a miniature from start to finish. It would probably have to be longer than an hour, maybe 2 hours or even 3. But that would, I agree with you, because I do think that the majority of miniatures that we sell are probably painted for use on the tabletop if they're painted. I'm guilty of having a whole bunch of unpainted stuff sitting around. So,
yeah, that goes back to just people being collectors rather than they're collecting rather than actually buying stuff that they're functionally using. They're investing for a future use.
Yeah. But that's one of the nicest things about the hobby is it's got awful lot of facets. You can get in at any level and jump in and enjoy it from any direction.
Yeah. So. Exactly. So here's the other thing. So let's see. We talked about that. So other than the games you all play on every other Friday, what is there any game that?
Oops. Little stutter there.
I do this when I play. Oh, did I?
We lost you for a second. Yeah.
Just
go back to.
Go ahead and re-ask your question.
Okay. Am I back? Is it clear?
Yeah.
You're clear.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've set the table for you.
Okay. So that being said, so for you guys, I mean, since you guys do this stuff, like as your work, as your jobs, as it were, what space? I mean, is it kind of like like do you you've got this game you play every other week? Is that the only gaming outlet you utilize, or is there anything that you play like maybe not on camera or anything like that? So where do you is it kind of like like a doctor not wanting to talk about medical stuff when he's out of the ER, or how do you guys approach that?
Go, Jason.
I do like to play games. I don't have a lot of time, as you can imagine. It seems like I'm always catching up to something else. But yes, we play the Reaper Errant game with Frank and all your wonderful miniatures. Um, I sometimes, maybe once or twice a month, I try to get in a skirmish level game. I like games like Necromunda, Legends of the West. Um, we have an alternate D&D game that we play sometimes.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
it's not, it doesn't occupy a lot of evenings for me per month, but I've always felt it was necessary to play the games so I could keep my jazz for sculpting going, because sometimes that's what does it, is actually seeing the miniatures on the table, using your imagination. That's what keeps me going, doing sculpting a lot.
Right. Now,
No,
did you? Yeah, go ahead.
no, for me, I only get it's the free time balance, right? So I will paint for what I can for Reaper when I need whatever they need, but the rest of that, I do a number of things just for me still. A number of projects that are just for me that people will see or maybe not see. But I'm up in the mountains, so I don't really have a gaming group to per se hang out with. So I really look forward to Reaper Errant, and I like to play. I like to play video games, so I just got a PS5. Been playing Demon Souls and loving that. So that's what if I want to break from painting, I'll just go throw on the PS5 and play some kind of game.
Have you guys seen that one game? I have the rule book. I've got a crap ton of rule books. Have you seen this one for Forbidden Psalm? Have you seen this?
Nuh-uh.
So you were talking about you like skirmish level stuff. So
Yeah.
I know you guys. So Joseph McCullough was on talking about Rangers of Shadow Deep last on RVE. So this came on after it was a Kickstarter early last year. So it's very much, if you like that Dark Souls, Dark Sun sort of like dark fantasy stuff, this book is phenomenal. Like, once again, it's one of those small rule books. You play it. It's cheap. It's minis agnostic, so you don't have to go buy certain companies' stuff. But it is very, very grimdark. It's very magic light in a sense. But it's very, 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 very brutal. But you can play a game of it in like 20, 30 minutes. So that's another one I like in terms of when you're bringing up small.
That's a good recommendation. I'll have to look at that one.
Yeah, and all the stuff you get on PC.
I think the face of gaming has changed quite a bit the last couple of years with everybody getting online. So some of the opportunities have been pretty good to play. Like Michael says, he's up in the mountains and you can't get elk to hang on to the dice very well. So, but he could get online a little bit more often or whatever if that was something he wanted to do. I think that's tremendous. I do like playing in person.
Yeah.
Yes.
We because of the global situation right now, we've been using Board Game Arena quite a bit with our group. It's like a website out there where you can just play like board games for free. And it has it just got recently bought by Asmodee, which is the second biggest company like after Hasbro.
They've got a lot of stuff going.
Yeah, and you can just go there and just play board games. And hey, I've got 20 minutes. Here's my friend, whatever. We'll get on there. We'll just play a board game for free.
Ooh.
And
Kirienko says there's a Demon Souls table RPG coming out. I know there's a Dark Souls games. I wasn't too happy with the quality of their miniatures, but that's just me being
There's
picky.
a Dark Souls RPG coming out.
He said Demon Souls.
What do you guys think of those games that are derived from the video games overall? Is that a good trend or a not so good trend, do you think? Or can you really characterize it like that?
So this is me just being from doing an analytic standpoint. I always look at the rule set on it. And if it's a really good rule set, I'll go ahead and buy the game, because traditionally it's like the game companies that make like a IP-based game will only get that contract for like X amount of years, right? And then when that
Right.
contract breaks, those games go out of print, and then you're paying like 10 times the amount for it. Like an example, Battlestar Galactica, the board game, was like $50 or so when it was released from Fantasy Flight. Well,
Right.
Fantasy Flight lost that Battlestar Galactica IP. You would be lucky to find a copy of the core game of Battlestar Galactica for under $200. Same way with StarCraft. You know, they lost that, and now finding copies of StarCraft for under $200 is really lucky if you find one. You know, so that's my take. I would always say look at the rule set. If the game looks fun, yeah, go ahead, and if you can afford it, and you know it's not gonna hurt you, go ahead and grab it. The best thing it can do is like 10 years from now you can flip it and make your money back on it.
True.
But
That's true. Keep it in good shape.
Yeah. If it's a good game, it's because like that's the reason. And I'm gonna be the guy that is like, here's my hot take of the day for you guys. It's gonna be, I didn't back the Hero Quest reprint because they didn't change the rules, and I was like, it's like going back and look at the old Warhammer rules. It's like it's all dated and whatever. And so I was like, the miniatures are great. It's fine. It's whatever. But I was like, yeah, no. But I did go and get the reprint of Dark Tower because
Right.
they did work on the rules, and so I picked that one up.
I got in on the Hero Quest thing simply because I'd gotten rid of my original copies. So I felt the need to get in on it again. But that's talk about a great game to just lay out and anybody can play. That's a good game.
Yeah, Talisman falls in that, you know.
Yep, Talisman's great.
And,
that original set of miniatures, the metal miniatures for Talisman, still one of my favorite sets.
Yeah. Wiz War's coming back. Yeah, so. Yeah. All those
it's definitely a market that seems to be expanding every year. I'm always surprised at how many successful Kickstarters there are for board games, how many for gaming, how many new reissues there are every year also.
Yeah, like was it Thunder Road just hit Kickstarter a few days ago? If you ever played
Thunder Road. Saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's one of those things, if you have nostalgia for X, just wait, it'll come back around. Somebody will pick it up. It's worth something to somebody, and they'll try and get your money some way or another. So all I'll say is look at what you're buying, make sure the rules you're buying are good, that you will enjoy the game instead of just have it sitting on a shelf. You know, these are great miniatures, but I really am not going to play this because the game's terrible.
Right. That's
true.
Do you buy the games? Eye candy.
Do you buy the games for mainly the rules, or if the rules are kind of meh, but you really like the miniatures, are you going to still pick up the games, or what's your deciding factors?
So I have, like, in terms of board games, I will just buy stuff because I know if I don't get it now, I won't. I've got like close to around 3,000 board games here at the house. So, yeah. So I buy for different reasons. I buy like, much like you would buy a miniature, like, hey, I'm going to buy all of Jason's stuff, or I'm going to buy all of Julie's stuff. I've got board game designers where it's like, oh, if this person puts out a game, I'll go buy it, which is not the best to do. But it goes back to that whole collecting phenomenon. If it's a dungeon crawl, I'll look heavily at it because I love dungeon crawls, you know, because of the history I have. I will look heavily at the mechanics of it, and I'll make right now I'm looking at, if it's a Kickstarter, I probably won't back it. I'll wait for it to come to retail because, you know, and I know what the shipping situation is globally. I don't want to have to wait, you know, a year or two for this production to get done in China, and then you have to wait another year for them to get it on the boat and get it back over and pay out the nose for the boot. It doesn't make sense. I can wait for a game to come to retail, and I'll just get it at retail. It doesn't matter. And that's a lot of the reason I've been doing a lot more game books or RPGs, because a lot of that stuff, like the new Traveler stuff's getting printed in Dallas, and it's going to be all domestically done, and so you don't have to wait. That window is much smaller.
Well, good. That gives you more time to roll up your character for Traveler.
Right.
and for you to die in character creation.
Yeah, for you to die in college. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my mindset on how I've been procuring games as of lately. But yeah.
Speaking of Traveler, one of my favorite miniatures were the old miniatures that Grenadier made for Traveler. If you remember those, there were some Space Marines, and there was a box set of alien ant creatures. There was some really cool stuff, really cool miniatures. A little dated now, but good stuff.
I picked up all the miniatures for Gale Force 9 did them for aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Simply like I wanted all the alien models in case they ever run like Mothership or Aliens. Alien has the RPG now, so I'm like, I'm just going to pick these models up for whatever. And then I thought, well, if I wanted to expand these out, I can just go get what are the Reaper sci-fi marine models? What's that little IMEF models?
Yeah, Bobby did those. Yeah,
you can get those for just I can get those for pretty cheap, so I could build that out if I wanted to. I think that would be a phenomenal thing.
So do you have gaming night at your house where you invite a bunch of friends over and you run all these games for them, or?
Right now we are not. We did do one at Thanksgiving, and we invited a small group of friends over for Thanksgiving, and they came over and we played games, and it was phenomenal. And right now we're trying to gather the logistics of do we want to take our breakfast nook and convert it into a second gaming table and have a game running upstairs and downstairs, or do we want to do that? And what is the safest way to do that? What's the safest number? How do we keep from offending people by saying, well, we really would hope that you would be, you would care about yourself and other people if you came over. I'm trying to be cool about that, but it's
sure.
Right now there's advanced discussions and advanced logistics you have to take before.
Yeah, it's complicated. It is complicated right now for sure.
Yeah, and I want the people that I game with to be around for a while, so I want to be extra careful before we just, hey, everybody come over.
Yeah,
good idea. Someone Astley the Monk, I think, asked what size fortress you could build with just the game boxes in your house.
So story about that. So when we moved to Houston from Nashville, we hired a moving company, and we used so normal bookshelves doesn't hold that many games, and you put them in boxes, and you're going to be the logistics of moving that many games is crazy. So we use those Costco, like these metal shells. I don't know if you can see these metal shells. They're Costco metal shells.
Yeah.
So we put them in. We have all the games on that, and then we use that packing saran wrap, and we moved 13 racks of those games in a diesel down here. And the movers thought they could move it. They had no concept of how much this weighs, but with the games and then the rack and all that stuff, you're talking about the weight of a small piano, and you're moving 13 of those things. And there was some of those. I think one of the movers had to go to the emergency room after moving all that stuff, and I was like, we tried to warn you.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Well, when you left Tennessee, you took probably half the games in Tennessee with you, because I think the other half belonged to Kevin Bender.
Yes.
We at one time had probably the second or third, maybe when we left, I know of like two other people that had a larger collections than I did. But yeah.
So what are you doing now? What's your current favorite?
My current favorite, right now there are a couple. We are playing. There's there's a game called Seven Wonders Architects that we've logged about like 75 plays in the past month or so. And it's like a card drafting game. I don't know if you ever played Magic where you drafted cards, or
Sure.
if you've ever played
Sure.
Seven Wonders where you drafted cards. It's just a card drafting game where you're building one of the 7 wonders of the world via card drafting.
Oh, that's neat.
And yeah, and they once again they put it on BGA, so I could play it with my friends on there. There's a few trick taking games I've been playing a lot of lately. And specifically, there's like some 2-player trick taking games because trick taking games usually need 3 or 4 or more, depending on what you're playing. But there's some that come out that have been taking 2 players that we've been playing a lot of. One of my all-time favorites is Agricola. It's like a worker placement game. It's one of the first ones.
Right.
It was very highly rated. It's been dubbed Misery Farm because it's like you place your workers and you build your farm, but you got to get all your farm stuff together before the end of the round, before you have to harvest your food in. And then if you don't have enough food, you have to go to the streets and beg. And it's just a harsh game.
Do you get to hide the rice?
Sounds like fun.
Do you get to hide the rice?
No, you don't get to hide rice now.
Oh, okay. That's more of a reference for Rhonda. We played some game, 7 Samurai or some samurai game.
Oh, I remember that.
Where I got in trouble because I changed the rules midstream. I created my own rules. I won.
I will when we play Catan. I'll lie about what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Rhonda says Kevin doesn't have the biggest board game collection in Knoxville, or even Tennessee, or vice versa. So, but I know they have a pretty. Now, Kevin Bender?
She just doesn't want to become a target.
Right. He does some game testing for companies. Have you done any of that with some? Since you get. Yeah. So how does that work out? Do you like doing that?
I'm in the Call of Cthulhu rulebook as a playtester. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It works out pretty well. It depends. I mean, some are very good about it. Some you have to sign NDAs. I mean, it's just like anything else. It's like I'm sure you guys have to sign NDAs when you're working on a project, right?
Oh yeah. So, depending on the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, some are pretty ironclad, and some are pretty lackadaisical.
I usually treat it
worst. Yeah.
I will say that. When I do them, I don't sugarcoat it because a lot of people will do testing for games and they will just say, "Oh, this is great," in hopes that they'll get to do future tests.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I don't give a crap. I will tell you if your game sucks ass. I will tell you your game sucks ass because I would rather you get the truth now instead of wasting money and people's time and down the road for a crappy game.
Chad, the straight talker.
Yes.
I will do it. I've done it before. I've told people.
Well, that really is the most valuable criticism. It's not somebody that shines you on. I mean,
but you have to do it. You want to do it tactfully. You say your game is bad, but here's the reason why your game is bad.
Right. Absolutely.
And give them, and people say it's a matter of subject, but and that's very true. Each person's opinion, but. If you have played X amount of games or, you can look at like for you guys, you can look at a model and you can say, even though that's not aesthetic, you can say this model is good or this model is bad because of X, Y, and Z reasons. Maybe the proportions are off or maybe something. The same way applies to games.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. So you had talked in the green room a little bit about something that you were wondering if you were working on for Frank. Room. Yeah. Whatever you call it, I don't know.
What?
You were going to show us a miniature on screen.
No,
we were looking at the intro logo.
That's your hard selling to Frank.
No. So on that show,
Frank got to him during the break.
Frank and Ann are awesome in the fact that if I paint something, usually because I have a stock of stuff that Frank and Ann have, and when I paint it, they'll just take it. So I can be creative in what I can use, but they have stuff if they need stuff done, they'll tell me they need stuff done, and I'll do the stuff and turn it in. And then if I'll say, hey, I've got this, do you want to implement? And Frank and Ann have never said no to stuff like that. So,
ooh,
Are you
Mrs.
painting a
Trash
bunch of
doesn't want
stuff
you
that's
getting rid of that.
yeah? Are you
The
painting a
what?
bunch of stuff that's immune to fireballs right now? I'm just asking for a friend.
No. All the stuff that is immune to fireball. I painted some stuff that I've already turned in. I'll tell you that much. But
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Inside information.
there you
yeah.
go.
Well, that's why we had trash on, right? Was to
Yeah.
for
So
the
you wanted
understanding of
Is
our
that what it
game.
is?
Well, we
Yeah.
have
You wanted-
Reaper Errant is on this Friday, so we're playing D&D again. Chad, what can you tell us? What are we up against this week?
I don't know. Frank
You
doesn't tell me
painted
There you
that.
go.
He doesn't, we don't have that. I don't have that type of discussion with Frank or Ann. I have those ones like 6 months down the road. I need this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
Now
a
I
good
can
way to
tell you,
answer it.
I've seen some sculpts of. I've seen some of the alternate Aberran sculpts. I've seen those.
Oh, you've seen those, have you?
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, I don't know why they don't put those out. I've always, and I've told, I think I've told
There's
Justin,
still
and
one
I've
you
told,
haven't seen. I can guarantee you.
I've,
Maybe I'll send you a
told,
picture.
I've told John and I've told Justin, and I've actually snuck it into the catalog. If you look up Reaper Errant in the Reaper catalog, you'll get like all the player character models that are in the catalog. Because there has to, and I think there's value in that. Why don't we have a Reaper Errant set, per se, like a little.
Well, that's a good
box?
question. I know Justin's been working on that for us for a while. He's
Can't
probably the
spell
best
wrong
one to answer
without
that
Ron.
question.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a
What's up with that,
certain art
Ron? What-
director. I don't know.
What-
I don't know.
what is
We've
he
been. I don't know.
Like,
It's not
you
like
ask
it's a
him,
new
what is-
show.
on Thursday, what are you doing, Ron? Nothing. It's like, what? He's got to do
Yeah.
something other than 4 words, Hey.
Well, like you were talking about with the
Hey.
game companies, I don't want to be too harsh because I want more assignments in the future.
Well, see, I'm not making anything off this, so I can say
I know.
whatever the hell I
know.
want.
Well, let me disabuse you from the notion that I'm making very much off them too.
You send me a message, and then I will just relay those messages out.
There you go. No, we've talked about having those sculpts, all of the sculpts available, because, for instance, Bobby's and mine, I believe Gene's working on a new one, are unique to that game right now.
Yeah.
So
like
that
the
would
little
be
gnome is
yeah,
what based off.
yeah, the gnome.
Off his.
Yep. Yeah, actually, a funny thing that the dwarf that I use, I sculpted and sent it to Ben Rodman, who printed it, painted it, and sent it down to Frank. So I've never actually even seen the model in real life.
Oh, really?
I sculpted it, but I've never seen it.
It's pretty cool.
But I did make a
Pretty
smaller
cool.
version that they could print at Reaper at any point. So
I will leak that so when you go in Ann and Frank's house, they have like this little cabinet, and there's like this little and I'm not ashamed. They have like this little area that's got all the little characters. It's like the coolest thing. You have a little cabinet, and there's a shelf, and there they are. You go look at them. It's just neat. It's like they're there. Look there they are.
Oh, that is neat.
So the Reaper Errant cast has its own little section.
It's got its own little section. Yeah, it was in Ann's office. It was in Ann's office, but I don't know if it's still there. I'm probably giving out
take it
too much.
back. I did see my miniature in real life at ReaperCon.
You did.
Yeah.
We had that wonderfully produced game that Frank did for us there.
Ooh, Frank, I want to see a picture.
We did a game
section.
at ReaperCon as well.
Yeah, you did. So what game did you run at ReaperCon?
We ran Husky Boys with Beards. That's what we ran. That's our show. It is possibly the second most popular game ever ran on the Reaper channel.
Huh.
Yeah.
People tell me that was the best show. I'm like, do you seriously watch that? I'm like, what? Because it was like Sunday at 9 in the morning. Who the hell watches shows at 9 in the morning?
I'll be honest. I laughed so hard that day. Woo, that was rough.
It was a bad game. I had shitty dice that day. It was bad,
But it
bad,
was a
bad,
lot of
bad.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to do one this year?
That's a great question. I
And
don't
then we
see
got
why not.
RVE. Steve Skellerman says he wants to play if we go. I've never met Steve, so I don't know if he qualifies as a husky boy and if he has a beard.
And if he has a beard.
Justin, did you just wake up? You sound like you're asleep.
No, I'm actually sleep talking as we speak.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. No, I'm actually asleep as we speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've appreciated that Michael's almost painted entirely exclusively on the left side of the screen for this whole show. So
It's like
Am I mostly
tail.
off camera? Yeah.
No, now you're right in the middle.
Okay.
But now
So
you're
why
not.
are you painting? Why are you painting the Pathfinder dragon? I guess is a good question. Is this just for you, or why are you painting it? Because that's like an older model now.
Because it's there.
Yeah, I guess.
I
didn't know if there was a reason.
There is a reason.
Oh,
there is a reason.
Is that a Bones
There is
USA?
a definite reason.
There's a reason.
Oh.
It's not like any earth-shattering.
No, I just is
reason.
that a Bones USA dragon? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Nice.
no, it's
Which
it's
line is that
dragon.
in? Is that in the USA Legends Reaper Legends line? What line is that in?
I have no clue.
The Dungeon
Hey,
Legends?
No clue.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'll have you guys know we released a YouTube video that made it slightly clearer, about 4% clearer.
Legendary Dwellers,
So you're welcome.
I think it is.
Legendary Dungeon Dwellers in the USA?
Legendary Dwellers, yes.
In the USA.
Legendary
In the
Dwellers.
USA.
Hey.
But that still doesn't really answer the question why Michael's painting a dragon, that might be on a box art or something.
No, it's not going to be on a box art. It's not going to be a box art.
You're not painting a box art dragon?
Not this one. It's just a, wow, look at all the little emoji thingies that are on our screen right now. Wow, that's crazy.
That's a lot.
I made
most
of those.
Did you make all those? That's crazy.
I made a ton. I made a ton of the Reaper emojis. Yeah.
Did you make the Clever Crow one or the bus one or?
I did. No, I didn't. We never made it. I don't know if we made a bus one.
No, we need a bus.
Make a bus one.
I did the Clever Crow one. Was it the Clever Crow one? I did Rhonda's. I did Anne's. I did a lot of the show ones. I did. Yeah, 90% of the Reaper ones. If it's not an animated one, I probably did it.
Wow. Did you do the dibs? The dibs is one of my favorites. Yeah, I like the dibs.
Well, that's because you're the inspiration for that dibs. That was that one. What when was it? Ron was going through. He was going through like Bones 5 crap or whatever, and you were sitting there like a doofus on the corner of the screen, and you had like this piece of paper, and you're just writing dibs and holding it up every time there's something you wanted to paint.
I remember that. It was pathetic.
Yeah, it was. I didn't get any of them either. I never get any of the ones I call dib. No.
And then I used that image of you holding that dibs up, and then when I was trying to pitch Owlbear, or what was it? What was the name of that show, Justin? We did Owlbears or Wombats. I did a promo screen for Wombats as a meme. Yeah, and it had like everybody that was on the stream, and it had a picture of these dibs paper.
I haven't seen that. I didn't see that.
That was pre. There's so many memes that we just did one-offs of.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It was crazy. I almost did a meme specifically for this show, but unfortunately, the old Trashorama's day job got in the way today. So I would have had you a special thing done for today.
Well, it doesn't. We can have you back on again if you have a meme to show us.
Day job. Day job? There's no
Yeah.
way your day job pays the kind of money that this show does.
Oh,
No.
you know it. This budget.
Yeah.
This show pays exactly the same amount of money my day job does.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy, for the raid, by the way. I think I missed that.
Yeah, that was quite
Oh.
the raid. That was
Hell yeah.
Give me the
Thank you very
brush.
much, Jimmy.
Yeah. Is that Jimmy the Brush? Awesome. I like
If you're
Jimmy the
not
Brush's
following
show.
Jimmy the Brush, you should follow Jimmy the Brush. He
metal or
You know-
plastic dragon, Michael.
This is a
Princess?
metal, just because
Maybe?
this is a metal because I had it. Yeah,
Okay,
this
it was
is
just
the
a
metal.
question from the chat.
Yeah, the bones one is great, and if I would have had one, I probably would have painted it just because it's a whole lot lighter. And the metal
That's
has
a
a lot
metal
of
one?
cleaning and attachment. Yeah, that's a metal one. But I've had it in my box forever. But yeah, I just so what I'm considering doing is, the Pathfinder art.
He's
with
giving it
this-
away.
with this
Hashtag free in
dragon.
the chat.
And there's
That's
two
right.
miniatures that the Pathfinder is fighting. The Pathfinder dragon is fighting. I have a goal to recreate that entire scene in a shadow box
Oh.
of that Pathfinder
That'll be sweet.
box art. I mean the
Shadow boxes
Pathfinder.
are so hot right now.
Yeah. So it's not gonna. It may not happen this year, but this is I wanted to paint the dragon while I'm thinking about the process. That kind of helps me think through it while I'm spending
Are
time
you gonna
painting
do
the
the
dragon.
terrain
That's it.
and all the stuff on the cover?
Yeah. That's the
Just
goal.
recreate the cover?
To recreate the whole thing, and so that's going to be the actual challenge to do that. So we'll see.
And then sneak
No
Aberran
promises.
in the back.
Yeah, sneak him in the back. So I'm sure everybody is familiar with that. I don't have to show everybody, but yeah, that's kind of what we're doing.
The
If I could find
Pathfinder
it.
box on the book cover?
This one, the Wayne Reynolds art.
Yeah, off
So
the first edition box.
Yeah, this is what I would like to. So I want to try and do some more buildings and stuff. So that was the inspiration to do this piece, was really to make the scene behind, and to make it all.
Now, as an artist, as doing miniature art like that, how would you do the light source above the dragon's head there? How do you put that in there? Like not
that's
the
just
highlight.
that's just
dragon.
that's
No.
Oh,
In the actual piece, the brick wall fades off into white. How do you do that? How would you just fade it off into white and just let that do, or would you just have to fake it until you make it and just make it just dark greenish gray?
yes. Option B.
How true would you leave it? Yeah.
As true as I could make it look until I decided I couldn't, and then I would make it my own way. Because you're translating something from 2D into 3D, and Jason can attest to this, and taking a piece of 2D art and making it 3D, you have to make some kind of changes. You have to do your own interpretations and whatnot. But I don't know whether I would totally fade that out. I haven't. I need to get there and make that decision sometimes.
Because you need to. You'd want to represent the
yeah.
distance between the dragon and the background as well. So that's even more painting wizardry. I like the foreground of it, actually, of that piece.
Yeah, it'll be very condensed. It's going to be really tight. That's the goal of it. Everything is going to be really on top of each other. I think that's the way to pull it off, but we'll see. And it may take a few times trying to do it to make sure it works. So we'll see.
Just say same scene later in the day, something like that. Early evening.
Because I'm trying to follow a piece of Wayne Reynolds art, which that would be great if we could get Wayne on. But
working on it.
Speaking of that, the Pathfinder goblins that Reaper did, they initially did them in white, the white bone stuff. I picked up some here recently, and they've changed. It's not white plastic anymore. They've changed it. It's not the black stuff, but it is much better than the old white stuff. Like I did a test.
Bones USA?
I don't think it is. I couldn't talk to that, but so I picked up some packs of those off the web store, and then I went and got some of the quote unquote competitors Wayne Reynolds goblins. And let me tell you, I'm very impressed on the Bones Wayne Reynolds goblins compared to that other company, because the other ones have these even more disproportionate head and they're bad, and the Reaper ones are cheaper. So if you were making a horde of these Wayne Reynolds goblins, you can't. I'll make sure you get the ones out of the web store, because if you're getting the white plastic ones like out of your local store or whatever, you may get poor results. But the ones out of the web store that I got the other week, these are pretty good for the
Yeah, I
price
don't know. Do they
point.
say US? Do they say USA on the bottom?
That's a good question.
US
It says made in
with
China. It says
Oh
made in
no,
China.
then it's one of the newer formulas then of vinyl.
Yeah, because it's not the really old bones are just bone, they're pure white, and these are not. These
Right.
have got some of the gray.
Yeah.
Maybe John or somebody like that can answer it, or Ed or Ron or something. But I just noticed these new goblins are great, so I'm about to order a crap ton of them. So
Cool.
I need a crap ton of goblins for my own personal.
Well,
use.
yeah, no one wants just a few goblins. They work
No.
best in a horde.
Yeah, you got to
Yes.
have like 40 goblins.
40 is a horde.
Yes.
40 is so official horde. Is that horde limit? Is that the minimum of a
Well,
horde? Or is that mid
At
horde?
Chad's house, if he says horde of
Oh.
goblins, it's going to be at least 40, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Wow,
because you don't
that's a lot.
But you don't want to have to recycle your goblins.
Right.
That's just bad form.
Chad, green or orange?
I'm very much a green goblin person. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we
yeah,
don't do. I don't care if you're the old. You just look weird.
Yeah.
I'm more of an orange to red kobold person, but goblin's green. Man. Green.
Yeah.
Green.
So Ron is completely wrong in his art direction.
Oh
of
yeah,
orange
100%.
goblins.
100%.
Yeah.
Ron just remembers
Let's do
the
a-
old Citadel goblins that were painted
Let's
shades of orange.
let's do a poll. Green or orange? Only no rainbow.
Oh,
I get it.
We can do
Green
a
or
poll.
orange? Yeah, let's do a poll. Green or orange goblins? Justin, can we do a poll?
Yeah, Sidney
We haven't done
says
a poll.
Rainbow Goblins,
Let's see here.
which is a great song by Primus, if anybody even listens to Primus.
Yeah, the
But
South
yeah,
Park.
I'd go. I mean, I sent that around when we were having that big argument about orange versus green goblins.
Yeah. Ashley the
The
monk.
yellow ones
you
are
know,
the smartest,
you're not
according to
wrong.
Primus.
The
The
yellow
orange
are
ones
the
are
smartest?
second smartest. The
Oh.
orange ones are second smartest.
Well,
The
blue
yellow
goblins are
are-
just an offshoot of green goblins. So blue
Is
goblins,
that what
green
it is?
goblins. Yeah, so blue goblins are there, but they're more.
So
they're
you could teach a whole
bluish
color
green
theory
goblin.
class based on goblin colors.
Yes,
Well, there you go.
but no, orange goblins don't exist
Wow.
except for the ones Ron
That's,
painted because Ron made her. Yep. Blue are Exvarts, dark green goblins. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It just they could be green. They could be any shade of green that you want. They're just green.
Yeah.
Isn't that right,
yeah.
Chad?
Like river
No.
goblins, you could introduce some like muddy brownish green or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Yeah.
It's like trolls, right?
Yeah.
Do you consider trolls to be like blue or green?
Trolls are
sure.
color shifting.
Yeah.
They're
are.
chameleon. They're
What
chameleon.
kind of troll?
They
Cave
shift
trolls?
to fit their
River
background.
trolls? Rock trolls?
Yeah.
Marsh trolls?
I've never heard of them being color shifting.
Well, that's because I just made it up.
And depends on whether. Well, if you listen to Bobby, some trolls have cloacas and some don't. So does that change their coloration depending upon their cloaca-ness? Just a
Wow,
question.
that's a deep thought.
That's out there.
That's
It's a deep
really.
thought.
I think
Yeah.
you've stumped our guest
Yeah.
even with that one.
Yeah.
Deep
Yeah.
thought cloacas.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they call them the clever cloaca.
Clever cloaca.
Cloaca. That sounds like the worst breakfast cereal ever.
Probably. I can't imagine the prize you get.
What's in this? The box of clever cloacas.
Yep. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, what else you got for us, Chad? Did you have
What else
anything
do you
did
want?
you have
I've
did you have
given
any
you my
other
soul.
questions? I know.
What?
We want more. We want more.
This has been great. By the way, I've really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
No, that was it. I just I'm
You don't
coming
have-
on for filler. Justin said vamp, and I'm vamping. This whole show in a total vamp.
No,
Yep,
it's
and
not.
you've done
It's
fabulous
not.
job.
It's not filler. We purposely had a discussion about inviting you on the show. Michael,
said,
of course,
no,
is against it because he's against every guest I suggest.
He said vamp and bring in some ratings. Vamp and ratings. He said,
and you did both.
Mountain
You did both.
sponsorship.
Yeah.
He said Mountain Dew sponsorship isn't coming on itself, so
No,
bring him
It's
in.
not.
Even
It's
Derek
not. We don't
Schubert's
have one.
watching. Derek Schubert's even watching and contributing. Frank's still there.
You know, Derek
Jacob
Schubert
Jansen
used to
is
hang
here.
out. You know, Derek Schubert used to hang out in Discord and does not anymore, so I'm
Mhm.
calling him out for not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
We've
They
had
don't
a
have
ton
Discord
of
in Maine. You can't get to Discord
No.
in Maine from Maine.
No. It's banned.
people. Derek Schubert gave me the sage advice one time. He factors in an hour per millimeter when he works on a model. That is what he
Wow.
said. And I have other people there to verify that he said that. And I was like, wow, that's a very thoughtful thing to say. He's a very thoughtful
In
It
person.
is.
Yeah, he is.
Derek,
He's a
is that
phenomenal
sculpting or painting?
guy. Or both.
This was in reference to painting
Ah,
because he was painting a figure.
28 hours or 32 or 30
for what?
to pay a miniature.
Paint
Per
a miniature. He said he
millimeter.
factors in per millimeter. You factor in an hour.
Oh. Wow.
And that is what Derek said he factors in. That's what you do. I was like, well, wow, that's pretty cool. Like Easy came into Discord a few times. I wish they would come back. They would have had a grand old time in there. Good
What's this
times.
Discord thing? What's this Discord
Oh my
thing
God.
they're talking about?
Yeah, because you're not on there
Hmm.
unless there's RVE. Because I've seen Michael Proctor on Discord. Michael Proctor.
For RAVE, but it's just it's awesome. Discord's amazing.
But you know, people are on there chatting 24/7.
Right.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. I mean, how do you get any work done?
Yeah. How do you paint or sculpt or?
You do it like you would like you'd like if you had something playing in the background. You just have Discord running in the background. You just occasionally glance
Oh,
up.
I see.
Or if somebody sends you a question, they'll just at you and they'll send you a question, and then you can reply back in less than 3 weeks. Michael Proctor.
No.
Like yeah, when I did that art, I would tag Michael, and it's been 2 weeks, and then Michael gets back to you. It's like, what in the hell? Did he fall under? Did he die? What's going on? Do we have a funeral? Oh no, here he is. Here he is.
Full disclosure: when we initially started doing this show, we utilized Discord to log into, and that was our green room. Was through Discord, and so it's really Justin's fault because that was our time that we could tap into Discord, reply to comments, talk about the show.
Wow.
But then Justin moved us out of Discord intentionally. He kind of
So
said,
Michael
he kind of
was
said
way after that.
he kind of said, fuck Discord, I think is what he said. And then he took us away from that. And that's why we're not anymore. And he actually took away our privileges to Discord.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Isn't that right, Justin?
I haven't checked back in lately, so.
I didn't
That's
remove
what I remember.
any permissions on Discord. If that was anybody, that was John.
The reason he took it off Discord is because I would jump in all the time after the stream would go off. I would jump in and just harass people. So there's some Discord people in there. So what we're talking about is if you ever go on the Reaper Discord, there's a bunch of channels, right? And then there's the paint hobby chat out area. So under it, there used to be this thing, what was called Stream Room, wasn't it, Justin? And that's where, and you have to have admin permissions to get down there. And Justin would drag you in there, and they would broadcast everything off of Discord into your stream, and then I would sneak in there afterwards and harass people. And so Justin took everything off vMix, so nobody ever goes in there anymore. That's the truth. This is the truth.
That's what happened.
It's close enough that I'll accept it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's the truth.
That's okay. When it used to be on that, I would log into Discord and see that Justin was doing a show with somebody, and I would just do a surprise guest a couple of times.
There you go.
Shows.
See, that's the glory of it. I think that should go back to that. People just show up. Like you'd have Reaper Live, and just Michael Proctor shows up. Well, hey Michael, what are you doing? That has value in it. That's in the rating.
I know it would, wouldn't it? We keep bringing that up, but it keeps getting voted down. I don't know by who.
These shows have to have something that it has to be something more than hashtag free to these shows. Is what I'm saying. You got to have the content.
Well, speaking of that,
content.
What was our total subs today? What was our total subs today, Justin?
We
didn't Garage Yeti throw a bunch?
So we're giving away 4.
We're giving away 4.
4.
13.
That's pretty good.
We should give away 5.
And Chad's other one. Chad gets one too. Don't forget that.
We round up.
You give away 5.
Well, we round up, don't we?
No.
But we had 2 carry over from last time.
Metal's expensive, is what he's saying. He's saying
it is expensive.
Okay, so everybody get in their hashtag.
Metal,
please.
shipping, the whole thing is expensive.
It's really just
that's why free is such a valuable word.
How many were given away, Justin? How many did you say?
70. I think he said 70.
18.
Oh, Jesus. We're doing 4.
63.
4. Oh, yeah, 4. We're doing 4.
He's doing an Oprah. Everybody gets one.
So hashtag free.
We're gonna do that one day. When Michael gets his raise.
Whenever this show dwindles down to single digit ratings, a single digit viewership, I should say, we'll give away a Poke Tool for everybody that attends. So there's another tier 1. So we just need
1 more. Yes.
2 more.
1 more for 5.
Look at that. 1 more for 5. 1 more tier 1 for 5.
Telephone. Get it in.
Justin's got to buy something. You get a Poke Tool, and you get a Poke Tool. And what we're giving away. There we go. Boom.
Jacob
Jacob. Look at that. Thank you.
Thanks, Jacob. That's wonderful.
You and Grazietti are going to make sure that apparently we're just Oprah all the stuff.
Yeah. Jacob Jansen, those handles. If you've not been to Jacob Jansen's store, you need to log off now over there. Because I will get you next. They are phenomenal.
There's a guest for us, Jason. I've been trying to talk Jason. I've been trying to talk Jason in having Jacob on, but
you're the reticent
Jason won't do it.
I'm not the reticent one. I usually say yes.
Usually, but for Jacob, you made an exception. Yeah.
No, I like Jacob. I think he should be on.
Hey, definitely. Jacob, got his own you have a formal.
I mean, why wouldn't you have him on?
Well, that's what I keep telling.
I agree.
What I keep telling Jason. Yeah, and I don't understand why we haven't.
He doesn't tell me that. You gotta stay off the bike, man.
Hey, I've been on the Peloton a lot. I got my shirt.
I know. Good thing. It makes me feel good that you're safe inside.
Oh my God.
You can't get injured that badly on a Peloton.
We're at nine Poke Tools, by the way.
Nine. Is that a record for us to give away 9? Besides the episode Dave was on where he kept throwing in subs. I think this is Chad, you have set records on this show today. And
there you go.
There you go. I got to be honest. I thought this was going to be a boring show. And yeah.
Popping bottle.
You delivered.
Hey, check this out, Michael. Check this out.
What
do you think of that guy?
Look at that. What's that?
It's the March Leprechaun. Ron just said it printed up real nice.
Yeah.
Somebody's supposed to get to paint that, but somebody hasn't got it in the mail yet. Yeah.
You better get your chit in.
That little mushroom thing was pretty cool too.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah,
all right, I'm ready.
Hopefully, we're going to have a couple mushrooms available
Okay.
for that. So
here we go,
Yeah.
Michael. Read these out.
I like mushrooms. I like.
well,
All
you're
right.
in Colorado. All you have to do is buy them, right?
Yes. They're
right.
We
way
did
too
some
strong.
before the show.
Way too strong. Yeah. Oh, Twisted Doma. Congratulations. You're number 1. Oh my God. X Grave Mistake X.
Hell yeah.
Carrie
Longer.
Michael Cosby. Graz Yeti.
Carrie Michael Cosby is not one of them.
Oh, Carrie Michael Cosby? Psych. Graz Yeti. You won.
There's somebody. Get Ross Yeti on. He owns 30 of every.
Jedi Jared. Jedi Jared.
Yeah,
no. Chad, you're the trendsetter here. We figured if it worked for you, we've got a good list of people we want to get on.
Hey, I'm talking names here.
Tough. I'm talking to our guest. That takes precedence.
The Lone Goldfish. That's a great name.
Hush, you.
I love that name. The Lone Goldfish.
Goldie, yeah.
And
Goldie, yeah.
Jor. Do you know all these folks, Chad? Jor
I know a lot of them.
Mundur. Jor Mundur. I slaughtered your name. I'm sorry.
He was at my family reunion. Yeah.
Marash. Marah.
Yep.
M-A-S. Yeah, you won. And I feel this show is so off the rails today. And Rex 333 won.
Last but not least.
Last but not least. Ooh, I can't see it. There's a bunch of little emojis over it. I didn't see it. You see that? There's a bunch of emojis over the last one.
The last one I saw was Carrie Michael Crosby.
Yeah, Carrie Michael Crosby. That's
Carol
it.
Michael Crosby. So.
Carrie Michael Cosby. No relation.
Cosby?
Well, I'm sure they have relation. I mean, a relative, don't they? I mean,
oh, you're true. That's true. General. Yeah, Carrie Michael Cosby. Congratulations. So there was a lot of winners there.
There you go. Pokey.
Yeah.
Pokey.
You need to get
hashtag
Justin and you'll just get all the Husky guys on here, and we'll all do karaoke one day.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I don't know if there's room for more than one of us Husky guys on here, though. I'm the Husky guy.
Yeah.
So
Jason's
we got our own damn Husky guy right here.
Yeah.
I got Husky for you. I got that Husky.
Yeah. Well, it's been a fun show.
It has been. This was really fun. So that means that we'll probably do more like this.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep.
I'm not quite sold on this.
Maybe. See, maybe. He's all for it until you actually say, let's do it. And
then,
it's like, I don't know now.
Would you have another show like this, or would you rather be sculpting? Which one of the two you want to do?
I like doing this show every week, but I do love sculpting. But I don't think I've ever rather been sculpting for this couple hours that I spend on this show.
Yeah, Steve Proctor said he would rather sculpt.
No.
You mean the sculpting show? Well, we're doing that too. We're doing that too. We're trying to find a good spin-off angle, so we can totally dominate the airwaves.
Because her sculpting phenomenal. If you ever
There's
watched
Michael paints on the Peloton. That's a good one. Michael drives down the mountain, painting with his GoPro on his helmet. All that stuff.
Yeah, Jeremy Bonamont sits president skydived and painted that bust of Che Guevara while he was skydiving. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Good old Jeremy. I wonder what happened to him.
When are you going to do that, Proctor? GoPro, a crow's nest, you jumping out of an airplane and paint.
It's already been done. I don't want to rehash anything.
He did also paint while he was riding his bicycle across Africa, so maybe that's a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot fix this. So,
Michael
paints on what?
Michael just shoots down all the good ideas.
I told you. I told you, man. He's a wrecking ball.
I am. I just have to make sure the show maintains its integrity. That's what my goal
Wow.
is.
That
Have you
can't be
watched
that
this
hard.
show?
Can't be that hard. Good Lord.
I know.
It's a nice thing about not having a lot of integrity. It's not hard to maintain.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey.
folks.
All right. So we're gonna wrap it up. Hey,
Okay.
this Friday, Frank's been watching
Right.
Nightheart Gaming, Reaper Errant. We play D&D. Frank's gonna run another game of us murder hobos. Try to keep us in line. And we're on a ship.
Trask is
Yeah, it's
Oh,
coming.
the Trask is this
And-
week. Great.
Yeah.
You notice
yeah.
we
Yeah, the
don't throw
Trask.
Frank under the bus almost at all ever. So
I will never throw Frank under the bus because he can kill off
that is
Abraham
the
in a
wise
heartbeat.
thing to do.
Yeah,
it is.
So
It is.
I will never,
We may not have integrity, but we're not stupid either.
Yeah, right. No, don't throw somebody that can kill you under a bus. That's pretty good. That's
No,
pretty good.
I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't make any reference to Chad Kruger or anything like that. I wouldn't do
No.
that. So
Have you not seen him since he did the shave thing?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
we have.
Yeah, look at that. He just clean.
Yeah. Okay, so next week
I kind of like the
hoping,
Rasputin look, but
next week we're hoping to be on again. If we haven't been canceled because of this week.
Hoping.
yeah, you dropped an F-bomb on this one, so we're going to be that fine's coming out of your pay.
And so back to, are we going to be sculpting next week, Jason?
That's up to you.
Yes. Hey, we're going to get that squirrel. We need to
That's
get
looking like a squirrel. Only 2 hours.
it 2 hours.
Look at
and
that.
it's look how far.
So
it's
if he's
gone.
only 20 millimeters tall, Derek would be done with it by now.
Yeah. Oh, Derek would have been. Yeah, Derek would have finished it in the first session. There's the tail. Look at the tail. Look at that. It's got some serious tail.
It's pretty good.
Anyways, so join us next Tuesday for probably sculpting. Things change, but most likely sculpting, and that'll be our third session. We get better each time doing that. And
Third session in our 6th or 7th show in a row.
Ooh, is that right? We've done 5 in a row.
I believe so.
I don't know. Anyways, so it's 5:30, 5:24. Peace out, Chad. You were great. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Yes.
Justin's got to go.
Yeah, that was a blast. This really was fun.
Yeah. And thanks again for everybody paying attention and watching, and all the great subs, and do whatever you got to do to get your Poke Tools in the mail.
Thanks, Jimmy the Brush, for the raid.
Yeah. So later, Derek. Later, Jacob, Jabberwock, Max Styles. Hey, Max Styles. Grazietti. Hey, Grazietti. Kerry Michael Cosby. Congrats, Kerry Michael Cosby. Bye-bye.
Okay.
What are we rating? Let's go see some otters. I like otters.
You want to raid the otters? We can raid the
I
otters.
love the otters.
Hang on for a second, Chad, after we close.
I do too.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much. Keep being awesome.
Bye-bye.
Have a great rest of your day.
Yay! Be safe, everybody.
We'll see you guys.
And if Justin hadn't screwed up, we'd have outro music, but we don't.
All right. Night, everyone.